Welcome to the Mind Over Mike podcast. I am so excited. Today is the day I've been waiting a long time for. We're finally releasing our first episode. And my guest today is someone that I knew had to be the guest for the first episode. He is a longtime friend of mine. He's a fellow comedian, and he's just an absolutely fascinating person to talk to. We talk about a lot of stuff in this episode. We get into the chaotic mess that is his life, the chaotic mess that is my life, and a little bit of laughs along the way. A couple emotional parts as well. So it was a great conversation. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Today's guest is Mr. Dustin Arron. Did you go to school around here?
I never went to school, dude. I was just
shut up.
I went to school pretty close, like Southwest Virginia. I went to like Grayson County, but at like a few hour away, hour and a half.
Is that like Marion?
Yeah, Grayson Highlands, where all the big mountains are, and the
with the horses.
Yeah. No, it's close to Marion. I went there, and then I moved to Marion. So we went to the other side of the mountain. Grew up a little bit on that side of the mountain.
Right.
Moved over to the other side of the mountain.
Sure.
Finished him up.
Sure.
Yep.
I'm familiar. Well, that's in somebody else's territory, Marion. There's another guy we know who's stomping around up there these days. Yeah. That's somebody else's world up there.
I forgot he was from there, yeah.
Boy, is he.
Right.
He's, shout out to that big guy. Yeah. What a sweetie.
You going to have him on?
Nope. No, I might. I don't know. We'll see.
I haven't seen him in a minute. Yeah.
I haven't either. I haven't either. And this is gonna be hilarious because we're not gonna reveal who we're talking about, and they're just gonna have to not know. So too bad. That's too bad. But so tell me about that. So because also for reference for anybody listening, Dustin and I are friends, and I think, we're friends. And we are now. And Dustin's a comic, and so he's been on my past show as well on Talking Bits, and those episodes are out there. But I mean, at the risk of like recycling any of what you and I have talked about before, just kind of walk me through like the upbringing, because I mean, the comic path is such an interesting path to take, and obviously neither one of us are professional level comics. I just think it's interesting that you would dedicate as much of your life as you do to comedy. Like what? Just bad childhood, or what's the deal? That's what's.
No, dude, I had a really good childhood.
Really?
Yeah, it was super chill.
You don't hear that a lot with comics.
Yeah, that's the stereotype. You're supposed to be all jacked up. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I'm a pretty weird dude, I guess.
Yeah,
everybody
I'd agree.
says, I feel fine when I go out around other people. They're like, this one's different.
You don't feel like a robot?
No, I'm good.
That's the number one complaint. Dustin's kind of like a robot.
Yeah, well, everybody else just doesn't know how to use computers. So.
Right. People just don't know how to talk to you, I think, is what it is. Because I don't think you're robotic. I think you're just intelligent, and a lot of people aren't.
Oh, shucks.
I think that's kind of the problem.
Yeah. So I started dating this chick who is like, I'm autistic. And I'm like, you don't seem autistic. She's like, yeah, I'm autistic. So she's autistic. Yeah. But then she's
she proved to be not lying?
Yeah. She loves trains, dude. Yeah. But no, for real. She trains, train museum. Yeah.
Nice.
No, but she's like, I think you're probably autistic. And I was like, I don't know. But maybe it's that, dude. I don't know. Maybe I'm just... But I don't know what that is.
Honestly, yeah.
I'm a smart and whatever. Like, I like to learn about stuff.
Yeah.
Autodidactic. Just everything is interesting.
Yeah. Me
even
too.
Weird, shitty, boring people are interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, how'd you turn out that weird and shitty and boring?
Yeah.
How's your brain doing
the answer
that?
Won't shock you. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I have a hard time like connecting with people, but I don't feel weird and bad about it. I just feel like.
Did you always feel that way, or is that more of an adulthood thing?
Okay, so you asked me childhood. Everything was chill.
Mm-hmm.
Mom and dad split up when I was a teeny tiny little baby.
There it is.
So I went back. Yeah.
I mean, that's you lead with that.
Yeah. So stay at mom's and then go to dad's like every other weekend. So
every other weekend.
Yeah. Mm. So dad's got like, there's a family at dad's, family at mom's. Just kind of go back and forth.
Other kids on either side?
Yeah. My dad got married and so I had a stepsister.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad had a baby with his stepmom, so I got another little brother.
Yeah.
And then my mom had another baby with her new husband. So
what's the age gap with the siblings?
My stepsister was like a year older.
Oh, okay.
She was also like, she was from like parents that split up, so I saw her like every month or every month and a half.
Mm.
Like, I'd go up and be like, "Oh, she's here this time," because I was like 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I was like really little, so
Right.
I just hung out at mom's, went to dad's every couple weeks.
But you liked it, like you're happy in both places.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was different. You know how it is. Yeah.
As happy as you can be
Yeah.
with mom and dad not living together. Isn't that weird? Like, as a kid, for some reason, that does matter. Like, you don't even know why you want them together. You just, like, naturally, as a human, you just, like, want your mom and dad together.
I guess, dude. I was tiny, and
did you feel that way?
I mean, I remember being like a little bitty baby. Like I remember like laying in a crib, going like, I can't talk. I'm trapped. Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, just like
whoa.
I don't know. I can't remember like every day, but I remember like yeah, dude.
You're like, the hours are just ticking away in here.
Like, how long have I been in this bed, dude?
Somebody explain coding to me, please. Yeah. I'm starting to see what people say.
No, but for real, like I'd just be like, I ate. Like, we're gonna do that again. Like, somebody comes and do something.
Yeah, it's you like struggling with the monotony of being an infant is kind of hilarious. The thought of that is very funny. I'm picturing you right now. It's just your face exactly as it is.
It's not that. I mean, it's like my face now is like my face then, just gravity. I mean, I haven't changed a lot. I guess look a little more frustrated.
Sure.
I had a lot of hair when I was born. I had like hair that was like an inch, 2 inches long, and just stuck straight up for 6 months to a year. Yeah.
Coming out swinging. Yeah, but that's interesting. I know like a lot of my upbringing, obviously I had split parents too, and a lot of my friends were the same way, but I remember them saying shit like like how much they wish their parents would get back together, or even like hatching these like crazy plans to like bring their parents together and shit. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember ever doing that.
Yeah, me either.
I think pretty early I knew those two are very different people.
Yeah, it's just not gonna work out.
It's just not. Yeah, like
I think the same, dude.
When you spend time with split parents, it's pretty evident, or at least in my case, that they live very different lifestyle. Like, they have no business sharing a space, or much less like building a life together. Does that make sense at all?
And you were young too, right?
Yeah. Well, when the initial split occurred, that was when mom was still pregnant with me.
So
yeah, very young.
Yeah, that's like you're like negative. Yeah.
I'm negative. Yeah,
yeah, dude.
But I mean, my dad was in my life some as a kid. He was in and out, which in a way is kind of the hardest part of it. I think
he was always in, isn't
it? Yeah, like I don't know. The whole trope of like, oh, he just packed up and left one day. Sometimes that does feel. That's at least like a finalization or like closure of like, well, or lack thereof, maybe of like he's just gone. Instead, it was like he just reinsert himself every few years and like complicate my emotion. You know what I mean? Like harder.
Word. Yeah.
But I think
sorry, dude.
To your no. I'm sorry. That got kind of sad. Sorry.
No, I feel you.
This show's gonna get sad a lot. But
it's like I just want to. What is it? There's two of them.
There's three. There's three. Yeah, wherever you want. Yeah, look at you. Panic.
Just look straight down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right.
No, it's it makes sense because. You don't want to be like, what's going to happen today in my life? Like, the cool thing about being a kid is you can just be like, Captain Crunch. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing Captain Crunch today. Then probably going to do Street Frogs. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll do
one decision at a time.
Yeah.
God, I miss that shit.
I'm really looking forward to my next big decision, which is like, I'm not going to get any mustard on the hamburger today and see what's up with that.
Oh, my God.
Instead of being like...
wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
To still live that way?
That guy's going to come around anytime soon. Like,
right. That guy that I call dad.
Yeah,
where he's
dad,
at.
Like, he's like,
sure.
I feel you.
Well, I do think that, I don't know. I go back and forth on this one because I was exposed to some not great stuff at really both, but at dad's mostly, I would say. But also, like, I was pretty happy there too until I wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, by a certain age, I wasn't. But in the early days, especially, I mean, he's my dad. I was pretty excited to kick it with him, even if we just like sat on the couch and watched old comedy specials or listened to music or what. Like, also, he would just show me wild shit like that I wasn't allowed to watch.
Did you go fishing? Did you like do stuff like that?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. He wasn't super country. He was a little more like trying to be urban, we'll say. Let's put it that way. Yeah, he's a real Keith Urban type of guy. But he was. Yeah, it was more like you want to fucking. This is NWA. You ever heard this before? It was like a lot of that going on. Before I was old enough to really handle it. But with you, do you think your comedy influence, because you have your favorites obviously, and we actually before recording we're talking about some of the albums that I have on my wall here in the apartment and stuff, and legendary comics. But I mean, was comedy in the house at dad or mom's at all? Did Dad
Never
show
Moms.
you shit?
We watched like comedy. We watched like funny TV shows at Mom's house. You know, just
Like sitcoms?
Yeah, yeah.
What's a sitcom that Mom would put on a lot?
Like Home Improvement.
Sure.
TGI. So like,
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Wilson, dude. I fucking love it.
Yeah, dude. I've been rewatching some of that. It's pretty rough. Wilson is great.
He's a
man.
bright spot.
Yeah.
He's also cousins with like 3 of the 4 Beach Boys at the time. Yeah, there's an episode, like a collab. You haven't got there yet. But there's an episode where the Beach Boys are also over the fence with Wilson. And it turns out he's like their cousin Wilson and Brian Wilson. And he like didn't join the band for whatever reason. Yeah. Anyways. They showed up in a lot of fucking. They were in what's it? Danny Tanner. What's that?
Full House. Is it Full House?
Yeah, they were in that. They played like a concert with Uncle Jesse and that and everything. They were just
Uncle Jesse and the Jets or whatever.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, I love the.
He tours with them now.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
He does. Yeah. What's it? John Stamos? He tours with them. I saw them live in 2016. He wasn't with them then, but I saw them live when they were all in their 80s. The ones that were still with us, rest in peace, Brian Wilson.
They're dropping.
They're dropping like flies, brother. Yeah, it was
I
good.
like the other uncle on Full House.
Joey?
The voices.
Yeah.
He always had like a hot girlfriend. And
I'm
gonna do voices
Couillet.
and get a hot girlfriend.
Dave Couillet,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Word.
Yeah.
I don't know what that guy's like in real life, but he was a lot of fun on the show.
He did stand up for a long time. Yeah, he's a store guy. He's a comedy store guy before he got Full House. And he dated like a fucking really famous actress. I think he was maybe even married to somebody crazy. And I can't remember. Oh, it's Alanis Morissette. That's who it is.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Very weird. Yeah. They had a relationship in the early 90s, ended in 94. Widely speculated that he was the hit of You Ought to Know, or he was the person of that hit, You Ought to Know. Isn't that weird? Uncle Joey was You Ought to Know.
It's crazy, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
I mean, it's also
Cut it out. Remember that? My God.
Right on.
So sitcoms at Mom's, and then is Dad showing you a little more like risque stuff? That tends to be like the natural way of it.
Yeah, I think it was like Mom's. We didn't have pay-per-view. We had an antenna on the roof. Actually, we had an antenna at my grandma's house on the roof. She lived right beside Mom, and we would like rotate.
Yeah.
So you could watch like 3 channels.
Yeah.
Just kind of watch whatever. There were a couple of them that they didn't really like, but we got to check them out. Like Golden Girls was like a little risque sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
Super sexual.
A lot of sexual innuendo.
Super sexual.
We've been watching that again,
Which
dude.
is
weird. Very.
Holds up.
It's like written by a bunch of like dudes. So yeah.
That one, unlike Home Improvement, does hold up, I think. Golden Girls is
good.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the fact that the mom is like the same age as all the other ones is very funny. It's a little disorienting.
With the mom on, I'm having a brain.
On Golden Girls, I can't remember her name.
Oh yeah. I feel like she was younger.
She might even be younger.
Yeah, dude. And the one that's supposed to be young and hot. Like I'm going back and I'm watching these shows. Like we're rewatching Weeds. You ever saw
I did not see Weeds, but I'm familiar. Yeah,
it's good.
Never
anyway,
watched it.
Yeah, I mean critically acclaimed, so I don't have to convince you.
Wow.
Yeah. But like
that's all it takes. I'm
Mary Louise
convinced.
Parker is so hot in that show. And whenever I was a kid, whenever I was like 20, I was watching. I was like, be cool to sell weed and make all this money.
Sure.
Nancy, her character, she's kind of hot, but she's an old lady. She's 39 in the show.
Grandma.
I just turned 40.
Ancient.
Turned 40.
Yeah. So now you're like, dang.
But Golden Girls, they're all still so old, dude.
They're old. Yeah.
But I'm not trying to be attracted to them. It's just,
what's crazy is that was a huge like smash hit, and Betty White was like a central star, and then she went on to be a bigger star for the next 60 years after that. Like the fact that was a third of the way through her career as an actress is really impressive.
Yeah,
because that's a good show. So so sitcoms at Mom's, Dad's showing you. Is stand up anywhere, or like is there any stand up at all, or is it mostly sitcom stuff?
You're so good at staying focused, man.
I keep mentally trying to.
What were we talking about? No stand up at Mom's. I think the closest thing was like my grandma had some records that were like those old gospel records where there's a storyteller.
Yeah.
And every once in a while there'd be a little little joke or whatever. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stand up at Dad's. Mom's we were busy. Mm-hmm. Mom's I was like mostly alone.
Was it any like Jerry Crowler at all or anything like that?
Nah, I never heard of that dude.
Yeah. He's I have a tape of his somewhere back here. He is a big influence for a lot of Southern comics that we've talked to on Talking Bits and stuff. Yeah, but he's kind of like a preacher comic type of deal. It wasn't clean, but the cadence and the pacing and it's very like sermon-y.
It could have been, dude. Yeah, definitely not Rodney Carrington though. More of a older school. And I mean, it's possible.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Probably so. That generation really liked him, so there's a good chance because he's not dirty per se, but he's not church clean. I guess whatever. But so what stand up at dads? I mean, I'm trying to think of like just timeline wise. I mean,
how old are you, Dustin?
Right? Yeah. Well, I already know the answer.
Like I remember Sam Kinison being on TV at my dad's, but I didn't really understand the jokes, and I was a pretty smart kid. I just didn't follow.
Yeah.
And I remember the yelling and stuff, and I remember that was one of the things that Dad would watch, and they'd be like, "Go in your room and play. You shouldn't watch this."
Right, but he would watch it. He liked it.
Yeah.
He just didn't want to expose.
Yeah, that I remember like Eddie Murphy and maybe some Pryor stuff. I think they were listening to Pryor like on a cassette, or something. Yeah,
yeah.
But there wasn't a lot of like, "Hey, Dust, here's comedy," but it was.
Right.
I mean, here's like stand-up comedy, but I got a lot of comedy at Dad's.
Yeah,
like I remember watching Dumb and Dumber at Dad's.
Yeah, sure.
Stuff like we had
also holds up.
Yeah, we had pay-per-view at Dad's. We had DirecTV, like little plug your telephone cable into the wall, and you could order however many movies until your balance gets too high.
Whoa, yeah. You were balling out of control.
And I was like, I had to go up there like every 2 weeks. So, yeah,
I'm just checking.
I'm trying to find a
you're
spot
fine.
here on the mic.
You're totally good.
Yeah, I'd go up there every couple of weeks. So I feel like whenever I went up there, it was like, all right, we got to do something special. But maybe Dad just did that on the weekends for the kids. And
So like putting on a show, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like either we're going to go out and do something or we'll watch a pay-per-view movie. You kids like figure out what you want to watch tonight and we'll check the box and see if it's acceptable. We watched a lot of comedy movies up there.
Interesting. So it's more film. And you know what's weird? A lot of stand-ups that I talk to about this and even on, talking bits and stuff, but over the years of doing it and asking people like, what are some of your influences and stuff? It's crazy to me the amount of influence that comics get from not stand up.
Oh yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? And sometimes you can really see that in their act. Like I think maybe not so much with you. I wouldn't maybe make the Dumb and Dumber connection with you on stage, but off stage, I know you and you are very goofy when you're comfortable. So that does make sense there. Cool. Yeah. But like the, I don't know. Like, we've even had, I think it was Joey Gray, another comedian friend of ours one time mentioned that Three Stooges was on TV a lot when he was a kid. Yeah. And, that's right, because you listened to the show. Yeah, so the Three Stooges thing was interesting because it's like, that's not stand-up, but that kind of slipped its way into his brain, his comedic brain early on. Yeah. You know? Yeah, I think that stuff's weird.
Yeah.
You also kind of touched on being like a super interested, curious person, which I know you are, but that, I think, generally leads a person to live a very, like, I don't know what the right word is, all over the place kind of life. And you're that guy too, where like every time I talk to you, I'm like, what the fuck? You walk the whole Appalachian Trail by yourself? Like, I don't think that came out of your mouth until I had known you for like 2 years. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? There's so many like little folds of your life that, but you like it that way.
I like it like that. It may be like ADD or something. Maybe because I'm just get bored easily. I don't know.
Yeah.
I love just trying out a lot of different stuff. I get bored quick.
Me
I'm
too.
really bad for picking up a new hobby or something. Really hard for a couple months.
What are you on right now? Anything?
I got a bass guitar.
All right.
Yeah, I'm doing that. There's a couple more. Oh my gosh, started collecting those vinyls.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So what are you buying mostly with records? And this is skull-numbingly boring to anybody who's not a collector. But I don't care. It's my show.
I love music. Like I gotta get that bass. Got a few guitars. So I'm just looking for artists that sound like they're really good at their instruments. I just realized, dude, that music is all compressed now. So right. I mean, I knew this, but I never thought about it. So I got Spotify and I'm listening to stuff nonstop, and then I got an album and I was listening to the album and I was like, you can't hear that. It doesn't sound the same. So I plugged my phone into the same speakers and I played the record for about 20 seconds, hit pause, played the Spotify, and it's just crazy.
It's different.
And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, compression. We're just getting rid of it, just taking away all the details and making the file size smaller.
Exactly.
So, yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm just trying to find shit that makes me go, whoa, that's awesome music, and then trying to get that on vinyl. Mostly just crazy good musicians.
I can send you home with some shit that's awesome. Word? Yeah, well, I think the vinyl thing is interesting because, I mean, I grew up on a little bit of vinyl. Like, my grandparents had a player and stuff, but it wasn't like I would be lying if I told you it was like a huge part of my childhood. But around maybe 15 or 16 or something, my grandpa bought me a record player in my first Johnny Cash album because I was just a huge Johnny Cash fan. I was like the only 16-year-old that was like in 2016 that was listening, you know, like, have you guys heard fucking Folsom Prison live or whatever? But he bought me my first
solo, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's Luther on the guitar. But I got super excited and super into it. So we started kind of collecting together. And then, of course, after he passed away, I've continued on with that. And I mean, you saw financially, it's not a great hobby to have. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it's worth something too, you know, like in the event that I ever need to offload it or my son inherits it or whatever, you know, who knows. But anyways,
like you one day you'll be able to go to college. Dude, I'd say baseball cards. I collected baseball cards when I was a kid for like 15 years. I was like, I'm going to be rich one day.
Yeah.
They're still worth like $40 a set on eBay.
I know. You know what's crazy? In that closet right over there that's off camera that nobody can see, there's about 15,000 trading cards that I inherited from him as well. And it's like a curse because there's nobody wants to buy that many. You know what I mean? And I don't have the time. I tried. I don't have the time.
Pick out the 10 that are worth a lot of money and then
no time.
Wallpaper with the rest.
It's like every sport from 1960 to 2005, basically. Yeah. And that also, ironically, is like the period of time when they're more worthless, allegedly. Yeah. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, that's the hobbies thing is interesting because Travis will also be on this show in the coming weeks. My friend Travis, our mutual friend, Trev, we love him. And he is the textbook example of like, start something new, give it up. Start something new, give it up. And I asked him if it exhausts him at all when we talked. And he said, no, not really. And I was like, well, it definitely exhausts Kayla, his wife. Like I've seen it exhaust Kayla, but now she kind of does it too. Like I think the hobbies thing, it might just be being an adult maybe. It's like you find new ways to make it less miserable. I don't have enough friends to hang out with somebody every night. What can I do? Right. Also, I don't want to hang out with people.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, this is a lie. What I'm saying right now.
Yeah, that's
I want to do my hobby twice a week. I want to see somebody once a month, and I feel like I'm
exactly
doing good.
Yeah. I have a buddy who is probably going to come on at some point too. But we hang out like once a month, and we only communicate like the days leading up to that to coordinate that. And he's like my closest friend. I love him to death. That's the best relationship I've maybe ever had with another like male friend. It's just like, what's up? You want to hang out?
Tell me about all the cool shit since last month.
Exactly, and we get to have show and tell because there's like a month between each thing. So I'm like, look at this. What about this? Did I tell you this story? It's great. You never run out of shit.
I got.
Yeah, I've had friends in the past where it's like we spend too much time together, you know, and it's like, you know, what the fuck are we going to talk about? We're living the same life.
Yeah, dude.
Musically, though, so you play guitar too, right? Did I make that up?
Yeah, I started playing guitar when I was in like 7th grade, I think. Yeah, my dad tried to get me into it a couple times, and I think eventually I was like, it will look cool if I play this.
Yeah. Did it work? Did it get you the ladies?
Nah, dude.
No.
Well, it kind of. I was in a couple bands.
Right.
And I guess that I had like really aggressive admirers.
Ooh.
But I just didn't. I kind of knew. I was like, this chick might be into me.
You just didn't know what to do with it?
Yeah, so then I was like, nah, she's not into me. I know that feels weird.
Convince yourself you're just making it up?
Yeah. Like I'd have like chicks go to every show, talk to me at school, be like, oh, I was at your show. It was really cool. do you play guitar a lot? And I'd be like, yeah, see ya. You know, just.
So you're in high school in a band. You're a band guy.
Yeah.
That's kind of a cool role to play in the high school like environment, ecosystem.
So. Yeah.
That's cool. But your music, I'll say. Also, let me tell this story. One time, me and Dustin did this terrible show. This absolutely terrible show that we went to with.
Trying to think which one.
That's the thing. There's been a few. One in particular was, till this day, I think my least favorite show ever.
I know which one.
Yep. And the whole drive we spent just talking about nonsense. A lot of which I now have material about in my act. So shout out to anybody who knows. Top contact. But no. So at some point in the drive, we're listening to music, and I realized very quickly that you're one of the rare people who is into music that I am not aware of. Like I'm not. It's all new to me, and it's fine. I didn't hate it. I didn't love. I was like, you know, when you like, oh shit, like sounds I've never heard before. Like,
I love it, dude. Some
that
novelty.
sort of thing.
Here you go.
Well, then at some point you're playing something and you're like, what do you think? And I'm like, yeah, it's it's good. And I'm like taking it in. And you're like, what do you think? And I'm like, it's good. Like hold on a second. I'm listening. And you're like, what do you think? And I'm like. It's good. Why? And you're like, it's me. You were playing me your stuff.
Dude, that was the only CD I had in my car.
Yeah.
It was Spotify and my old band, one of my old bands.
So are you a high schooler when that record is cut or when that CD
that was like, I was like 18.
I mean, still, that's like a kind of a cool thing to be 18 and like you have your own CD. especially
cool,
then.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the caveat was we were a Christian rock band. So
was that your choosing, or was that?
I think I got really into like the Jesus stuff, Christian like religion.
Sure.
To an extent, like as much as I could get into. I got like real heavy into it, like the last like year or two of high school. And what I mean by real heavy, I was like, okay, this might be legit. I think this is my thing, but I'm gonna do it like I want, like my Jesus has a tuxedo, but it's a tuxedo t-shirt because he likes to party. No,
sure,
like no, just like I was listening to like punk rock, so I would be like, let me see if I can find some good Christian punk rock, right? And I would listen to a ska band and be like, this song's actually about Acts. Or the book of Exodus, but it sounds fun.
I'm gonna be honest. I would fucking hate you in high school. I would hate that.
Yeah.
This is sounding less cool by the minute.
Actually, I think what happened is like I was about 16 maybe, and I had a couple really good friends, and got real punked out or whatever. I was like, this is my identity now. I think what happened is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, dude. Oh. I played video games all the time, and around 10th grade. I got the Tony Hawk game, and I was like, skateboarding's pretty cool. And then I bought a skateboard, and then I started listening to the music in the game.
You did? Were you ever like a skater guy?
I was like the worst skater out of my group of friends that actually skated and didn't just carry the board around, but I sucked.
But you tried. I mean, you're hanging out. Like, are you hanging out at skate parks at that time?
There's no skate parks, dude. It's Marion.
Oh, that's right.
Whoops. Yeah, it's but it's there's like a small group of people. Like I took my skateboard to school because I was still kind of like, it was a weird.
Wait, you took it to school? Like just carry it around?
I would take it to school and I would try to skate after school. But yeah, I was a little poser too.
It was more like, look at me. I'm
like I got in trouble a couple times. Got in school suspension one time for skating in the hallway. Whoa. But it was really just stepping on the skateboard and pushing it down the hallway.
Kind of a legend.
Like, get off the board, and I'm like, punk rock, and that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
The story is cooler than the.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. That's me, dude.
But did that word spread? Like, did that story spread? Like Dustin fucking skated in the hallway, so cool. Did that get around?
It was like it's a really small school, but I think I was in like it was a country. Most of the school was like, we're going to hang out in the Walmart parking lot. We're going to listen to either the country music or we're going to go to the other corner and listen to the rap music.
Yeah.
And maybe the cheerleader or the football player will touch my body.
Sure.
If I'm lucky.
I'm surprised there was any corner for rap, to be honest with you, in Marion. That doesn't feel like that's allowed.
Yeah. So, I mean.
But there was no corner for like ska and skaters
the
and
little
fucking
punk kids.
Right.
And it kind of started blowing up as I was in high school. I feel like punk kind of went mainstream around the time I was in. That's probably why I got into it.
Yeah.
Because everybody was,
Right.
But no, that wasn't like. It was
see,
like
I missed
if you're
that.
a punk kid, then you weren't. That was kind of still in the era where you weren't accepted. Like you weren't like in the. And I realize the irony now of being like, no, I'm an anti-conformist like all the other anti-conformists.
Right. That's kind of the whole shit. Is like I'm punk rock. I don't fit in.
Yeah,
and
like
you're like, why didn't I fit? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I liked it though. I liked it. I think what was happening is I was finally getting attention, but it was like it wasn't like football player attention or whatever.
It was like as an outsider.
It was almost like I mean, it was kind of like the same feeling I get on stage, I guess. Yeah, because it's like that weird dude is saying something. Let's all listen to him.
Right.
Know? But back then it was like I might make out with the football player if he keeps fucking with me, and now it's like
wait, you would make gay advances at the football player?
I mean, I had a couple like there were a couple bullies that I didn't. They tried to bully the punk kids,
right?
And I think I was real awkward, nervous, and still like afraid of them. Mm-hmm. But my reaction was like, well, if I act really like homoerotic with these homophobes.
Right.
They'll be like, and then that'll get me through like a couple of days.
Did it work?
Yeah.
I
mean, I had to run a few times, but I never got into a big fight with them.
It's cool until one of them takes you up on it.
Yeah, like one dude.
Because that's the thing about small town Virginia. Some of those boys are lying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I've like back whenever I had like a personal Facebook account, I was like, let's see what old so and so's up to, and there's a couple of them that were like just struggling to get out of the closet.
Sure.
Yeah. So
that religious lock is on the door. That little lock that says God is on there.
Yeah, dude.
They ain't coming out. Yeah. Did you have anybody as a kid that like maybe family or friends or something that you're like, if you weren't so religious, you're the gayest motherfucker of all time? Did that ever happen? In particular, I have one uncle that I'm talking about that like, amongst the family, it's pretty well, or cousin or some shit.
Oh, like in retrospect?
I think currently too, honestly.
Yeah, dude, I definitely have some family members that are, I mean, sexuality is a spectrum.
Sure.
And not all gay dudes act a certain way.
Sure.
But
some of them do.
Yeah, I've got like, I know people that are, I mean, if they're happy with their life, that's cool.
Sure.
But they're fighting urges hard, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to get rid of all my music
and that
only
sucks.
listen to religious music because,
bingo.
Regular rock music seems bad. Makes me feel funny feelings.
Every time the doors at church are open, they're there. Kind of,
Oh, like hard. I'm not gonna get into it, but like,
I know exactly. No, we'll
drama,
remain.
Drama class is my favorite class. They have the stereotypical voice.
Well, doesn't that kind of suck though that they can't just be that?
It does, dude.
Like they can't just be themselves because they live in this area.
It's their life,
right?
But it's so weird. It's just like
I think that's such a niche, like Southern, like geographical element. You know what I mean?
I think so because it's such a conservative area.
Yeah.
So like
even still with all the, I mean,
go to New York City where it's going to hell. Up there's plenty of gay people up there.
Yeah.
So big deal. But down here,
go to Richmond, dude. Fuck, I was just there the other day. Richmond's. Whew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Richmond is not the capital of the Confederacy anymore. I'll tell you that. They
took the statues down, man.
They took them down.
They said like once the statues go.
Yep.
Everything else is.
How great is Keith Marceau's joke about offensive statues? Oh God! Shout out to Keith. Yeah. I hope at some point I'm sure he'll come on this show too. But Keith Marceau is an old comic friend of ours who has some of the best jokes. My favorite that I've ever heard.
He's got a few bangers that I just think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my God! The fucking
Love His Opener, dude. Yep.
Empath.
I mean, he's
every time.
He's got a lot of good ones.
He gets me every time.
It's like whenever you hear one of those. You hear a song. If you're a musician, you hear a song. You're like, man, I wish I could like write that riff. And I've never written it. He's got so many jokes, dude. I wish I could just go back and kill him as a baby. I couldn't do some of them, but some of them. Man,
there's a couple you could not.
I'd be murdering right now.
You up there like I'm trying to think some of his stuff. That's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, he's great too. But so let me ask you this, because I mean, you and I have done a lot of shows together over the years too, and then I think we've both kind of gone through our own peaks and valleys with stand up. As far as attending shows, attending mics, growing as a comic, taking breaks, all that shit, as you do. But your style, I feel like, since I've known you, has been you. Like, I think that you have, I don't think that you've, I was going to say evolved, but that sounds negative. I don't mean that negative. I mean that you are you on stage, and I feel like you have been since I met you.
I appreciate
which is like 3.5 years. So, well, talk me through, like, was that difficult for you? Because by the time I come along, you've been on stage for a while, right? A few months at least.
I feel like maybe close to a year. Definitely
right.
Like 6 months at least.
Yeah. So I mean, that's enough time to kind of at least get a little of the nerve shaken off. If you're going up a couple times a week for 6 months, you're not like panic attack on stage every time.
Yeah, I definitely can go back and I mean, I've grown a lot, but I don't know, my style hasn't changed a lot.
Yeah.
Which I feel pretty good about that. It's starting like my newer
stuff
I think it's
feels great.
A little more conversational and a little less like here's the thing, but it's still the same kind of weird all over the place shit. And what I mean by all over the place, you've seen my comedy, is I love all the different ways you can do comedy. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to be like, I'm a short joke guy that has it's dark punchline,
Yeah.
I don't want to be like the guy that just uses innuendo all the time, but I appreciate all those different things. And I feel like maybe it's because I'm too afraid to just go with whatever feels the best. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's going to work with where I'll have a better chance of getting some laughs from a room somewhere. Also, like, I get nervous before paid shows a lot. I don't usually get nervous before the open mics. The paid element adds to, but so nervous in the sense of pressure from the booker, the crowd, because the crowd's the same as a mic. And let me clarify what I mean. I don't mean shows where I get paid. There's not a lot of those. I mean shows where people are paying to come in. Gotcha. Because I think I'm a very hyper aware person. Maybe that's like an anxiety or something. Sure. But yeah, these people like paid money and got a ticket, came and sat down. Like, I hope this is fun. So I mean, the open mic's the same way, right? Not that I don't want you to start like panicking at an open mic, but they maybe got a babysitter for that, unfortunately, to go and sit through a fucking open mic. I feel like it's expected. And buy drinks. It's expected. That may not be like hilarious. It's a gym. Sometimes it's shit. Sometimes it's great, and you'll never get that experience again. You see something happen that's never going to happen again. But yeah, usually paid show people like, I'm planning to have fun tonight. I hope that happens.
Right.
So
yeah,
I feel a pressure that I don't normally have for open mics. Whenever I do
think that's good though. I think that pressure is important.
But that anxiety goes away if I feel good about exactly what I'm doing. I'm not one of those comics that can go on stage and be like, I think I'll do that joke now. I always figure out which jokes I'm going to do in which order. And I might play around a little bit with the jokes, but I always know usually how I'm going to open. Hopefully something fun happens. Yeah. I can open with that. Just a reference to that guy just fell and broke a table and now he's dead. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Has that happened at a show? Has a guy fell and broke a table?
No, people fall.
People fall. Yeah.
And I'm getting to the point now where I'm comfortable enough so if somebody does something, I can be like, that thing happened. That's crazy, right? Instead of
that's
being like,
important.
Anyway.
Right. Because having that set list that you're talking about, that strict, kind of skeleton for your act is important too. But I think, it's good to be able to kind of ricochet or like kind of stray from that path if you need to. But as far as shuffling, Louis one time said that he will like shuffle the order of his jokes in his head right before he goes on stage just to fuck himself. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I can't imagine being that comfortable with. I mean, I think also Louis just doesn't give a shit.
It's also 40 years into his right. He didn't do that 3 years in or whatever.
And I'm sure there are most big comedians like that probably don't care if the audience is having a great night. They kind of it's more
they
like
got paid.
I'm using this to either get money or to just work on myself.
Yeah.
It's like you're working on whatever your business is. Yeah. Just improving your business every night.
Yeah. Very few comics of that size, I think, like respect the craft still. And honestly, to be honest with you, I think Louis does, actually. He may be one of the few that, and that's controversial anyways, my love for him is very problematic. It's tough to be a Louis fan these days, but
it's weird.
It is what it is.
I'm going to see him in August. I'm excited.
Are you really? In Nashville?
Asheville, yeah.
Oh, I'm going to Nashville right after, August 31st.
Nice. Everybody I talk to, not everybody. I'll be like, Louis C.K. And they'll be like, I don't know.
I know. It's so dumb.
Yeah, so, whatever.
Whatever. If Michael Jackson was still touring, you go fucking see him in concert too. Shut up. Yeah, as soon as R. Kelly gets out. I can't wait to see P. Diddy, dude. Yes. P. Diddy just got like released of all
Bad
fucking
Boys for Life.
Did you see that? He got off.
I saw it scrolling through Facebook. I have a comedy Facebook, and I don't know what's going on in the world, dude. I did a Bill Burr a few years ago, and I'm like, I don't even pay attention to politics. I used to be so into politics. I ran for the House of Representatives for the state of Virginia.
No. Okay.
Unsuccessfully.
No, you fucking stop really 1 second. Dude. You stop right there. This is exactly what I'm saying, dude. Every time I talk to you, there's some shit like this. You ran for the House of Representatives.
Unsuccessfully.
But you were on the ballot.
Yeah. Unsuccessfully.
But still,
I turned my signatures in, and I didn't get enough what were deemed valid signatures to be put on the ballot. I mean, like, dude, weak-ass candidacy. You
tried.
What happens is if you want to run for the House of Representatives, for the federal House of Representatives, for the federal government, you have to have, at that time, it's been years, but I think it was 2,000 signatures from registered voters, I think. Not registered voters. I think just 2,000 signatures from residents.
2,000 feels...
Yeah, difficult. Well, I got a lot of signatures, but they recommend that you get about 5,000 because you have to send these signatures in. And I guess there's somebody whose job it is to go through the signatures and count them and be like, okay, fucky McFuckface, not real, Or they look for the same
tough
name
day for
twice.
fucky McFuckface.
Yeah, right.
He's like, what? My vote doesn't count?
Yeah. So I think that there's somebody that goes through and validates them all. But I didn't have 5,000. I don't even think I had 2,000, which is what the requirement is.
I mean, are you going door to door?
I had a couple people help me. I'm mostly, I didn't go door to door. That's a good idea. Also terrifying.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, no, I was just walking around in public places. Like,
how long ago
mall,
was this?
Grocery store. I was in my mid-20s, dude. So
1940.
What you talking, man?
So 15 years ago. I mean, the economic and political landscape is very different 15 years ago. So I mean, it that doesn't feel like as you would need to be as trepidatious in pursuit of that 15 years ago.
It wasn't quite the reality show it is now. There weren't a lot of people. I'll tell you this. The reason I ran was because we had a representative that had been in office for like 15, 20, a long time. And this dude was a Democrat, and he was just such an establishment politician that was just chilling, getting a bunch of money. A lot of people in my district probably still really appreciate him, and it's BFE, Southwest Virginia, so it's a giant ass district.
Yep.
And I was like, I just want that dude out, and I ran as a Republican. So
right,
yeah, and
but just to as contrarian to that guy.
You're welcome, everybody, because the Republican that ended up getting on the ticket and went against him, won, beat him, knocked him out of office. Wow. I hate that guy now.
Okay,
but
all right. Well, I mean, he got in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he still actively in there?
Still, and he sucks, dude.
Well, you guys can do the math.
He's so old. He's like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's church? Government voting for today. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
But no, yeah, I did that.
Damn, dude, you are just fucking endlessly fascinating.
No, I'm just a mess.
Well, I say the same shit, and I think the reason that I'm so drawn to that aspect of you and just you in general is that I'm the same way. You know, like I have a awesome lady / friend of mine who's been cutting my hair for like 10 years, like since I was in high school. And every time I see her, you know, whatever conversation when you're in the chair at the barber, and just like slowly she's developed this kind of like picture of my life, you know what I mean, over the last 10 years. And she says the same shit. Like literally 2 days ago I got a haircut and she was like, you traveled the whole country in a fucking van, you know, like it just never came up because I only see her like 10 minutes every month or whatever. So it's like short bursts. But she said the same thing. She's like, man, you are just so interesting. And I literally almost verbatim, I think I said, no, I'm just a mess. That's how I think of it.
Nice.
That's exactly.
It's fun though, right?
It's a great,
yeah. Man. Maybe it's like, I think I'm going to go to left and go right. I just like, I love surprising people. I love when my favorite feeling in the world is when people go like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I just love people being like, reality is not what I expected.
Right.
I love shaking people up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not just me, just like anything. Just, my girlfriend's daughter, and my nephews. I'm probably a weird adult to them because a lot of times we'll be talking and I've got a real flat delivery with everything I say, and I just like to just bullshit, just take a left turn real quick and then just not acknowledge it. I just love that, like, their growing brains are like, what is going
right.
Like,
right.
I just love.
Well, kids are easy to fool, also. So you're out there just
adults are hard,
convincing them and shit. Yeah, I get in trouble. I get in trouble with that a lot of fooling kids because I am the same way. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't want them to like spend the next 10 years thinking they gotta put the shoes on a certain way because it's illegal. Yeah.
I think that shit's hilarious.
But also,
I think it's so funny. And it's kind of horrible. It's like they figure it out pretty quick, you know? Although sometimes I go a little too far with it. I have a cousin who I see that like half of the family occasionally. It's my dad's half. And he's got a bunch of little kids running around and shit. And I do the same thing where you just like impart this fake wisdom on them all the time. And they found a cigar cutter recently that was like maybe my uncle's or something, and they like ran through the house with it. This is months ago, and they walked up to me like, what is this? And I was like, those are fingernail trimmers. I was like, but just be very careful. You just and she's like 7 and she walked away and she's like, oh wow, I've never seen any like this. And I couldn't stop laughing. Dude, it made me. And so then of course 2 minutes later my cousin comes in there and he's like, did you fucking tell her that those are, you know, what I figured? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, she's gonna like cut her finger off. And I was like, that's on you, big dog. You're the parent, you know, like figure it out. Have fun with that. A lot of shit is like little time bombs to just let her dad figure out later on, you know?
What?
Yeah. Yes. The illegal, is that one you've used? You've told them they have to tie their shoes a certain way because it's illegal?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Just bullshit.
My nephews probably at this point in their lives, they're probably like, you can't trust anything he says. Yeah.
But that's a great character to play, though. It's like the uncle that you can't trust. That guy's full of shit.
Man.
Yeah, the Funkle. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not going to have any kids. I'm all set.
Really?
Yeah.
No kids.
No kids. I haven't wanted kids. I mean, there's been a couple times in my life where I was like, maybe I could deal with having a kid. Mm-hmm. Like being in a relationship. And
deal with having one?
The girl's like, you know, I'd like to have kids one day, and I'd be like, yeah, that'd be cool. And
like
then
for you, maybe. Like,
yeah, for you, maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm out.
Yeah.
No, I just I'm too selfish, man. I can't imagine. And dude, it's so stressful. Like, what if you make a person and then they're like shitty? Yeah. And even if you like try really hard, you like
it's on you.
Try to show them that you love them. Try to show them how to like treat other people and stuff. And they're like, nah, I'm just gonna like kill them instead. You know? Yeah, that'd be awful, dude. Yeah. I don't want to like live.
Or they turn out to be, you know, a monster like the fucking Menendez brothers.
It's gonna take like 15 years to. Yeah, I mean, I'm more worried about the other people.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, I think that's like a nature versus nurture conversation. You know, like as far as nurture goes, I think you'd be fine. I really like. I know.
Yeah,
but nature wins, dude? Right? Yeah. You never know. It is scary, and there's so many variables and shit. But so, I mean, you're at the point where you've decided no kids.
Yeah, I'm good.
But your girlfriend does have.
Yeah, she has a kid, but her kid's like almost grown. Yeah.
Oh, really? How old?
Yeah. She's
Pressure's
17,
on,
man.
I mean, hey.
yeah.
I'll buy it.
I'm like, I should have talked about them on this podcast because they're.
Well, you can say nice things.
Well, they're from
vague,
Mexico
nice
and they're
things.
not here legally. Right. And I'm worried all this ICE stuff, No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
they're legal. Yeah.
ICE, man.
Yeah,
Well,
she is like she was born here. So.
Yeah, ICE kind of reminds me of a mutual favorite comic of ours, Mr. Mark Norman. I can't believe we haven't brought him up yet. So you're like a big fan of that guy, right? And more Joe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have your favorite, and then 6 months later, maybe that's your favorite. So Joe List is my favorite. I would do so many things to him just to get to hang out with him.
You heard it here first, Joe List.
I was talking through like a YouTube wormhole last night. Just watched he's got all his short films and stuff on YouTube. Some of them are great, dude.
He did something with Louis, right? 4th of July, I think it's called.
Full length movie.
Yeah, it's
like
about sobriety.
Comedy, drama. Yeah. It was really good.
Was it?
Yeah.
I never saw it, but I know he did it. It was on Louis' site to watch or whatever.
Yeah, but like Joe List's YouTube channel, he has like a short films, like 10 minutes, 5 minutes long. I watched one last night about a dude going into a gas station. Hilarious.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So funny. Like just 3 dudes. I don't know the other 2. I guess just actors.
Yeah.
Joe List. Yeah. Oh, so good.
Or maybe his openers or something like.
No.
People you don't.
So.
Oh, because you know
one of them may have been a comic, but I think
you're like I know everyone who's ever spoken to Joe. List. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, like
well, Joe's great. I mean, that's a good when I think of Joe List, I actually do think of you because you're the only comic I know who's like a mega fan of his, and I think that I respect that about you. That like you're not, like your favorite comic isn't like Eddie Murphy. Like people say that shit, and they don't. They're lying.
My favorite somebody that I can go back and I watched their full special like 6 months after I watched it last time, and I'm still like, this is so great. So Mark Norman, same thing, and it's not a secret. He is such a good joke writer. He's just like even like he's on podcasts and stuff, and he's just like zing.
Yeah,
and him and Joe List have a podcast, and half of it is usually them just trying to zing, just like innuendo, onomatopoeia, like just messing around, like just seeing if they can come up with a funny little line or a joke or whatever. So yeah, he's great because he's such a good writer, and it's because he's like that 24/7. I guess.
Yeah. This is maybe the most fucking egotistical thing I've ever said, but the only full episode of Tuesdays with Stories I've ever watched is the one where they talked about me on it, like where they talked about my show. Word. That's the only time I've watched it. A couple times. Yeah. Oh wait, really? Maybe I missed it.
Yeah, you've been on there. Bristol's been on there. Like they talked about the Don't Tell and stuff.
Right. Well, that was the one I was talking about. That's the only one I know of. But anyways, it's a good show. I know that it's good.
Where's the me part? Yeah.
It basically, but I mean, also I consume pods all the time. Like that's part of my love for this art form is just that it's. To be honest with you, I would maybe say that podcasts are more of an influence on me over the last, especially decade that they've taken off for sure than stand up. Like pods are a huge part of my daily life. Other people's pods, and then obviously that led to Talking Bits, and we did that, and I kind of fell in love with being part of the process and doing that, and then now here we are.
I mean, they're wild, dude. Like it's like movies. Be like, there's a lot of different kinds of movies, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's so much as far as podcasts go.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to work on just like that little practice podcast I was talking about, but like it's so hard to find a name. Or if you want to come up with a name,
you have no idea
because every name is taken. Because like
every name.
I had an idea for a name, and you check to see if the name's taken. Some dude in Australia, like 5 years ago, put 5 episodes up on Spotify.
Hasn't released one in
so many people. Or like I'll do a podcast. So
some people just claim the Instagram and don't even use the handle, and then they're like they'll sell it to you for whatever. You ever see that? There was one. There was one name I wanted, and when I went, the Instagram was already taken, and there was one post, and it said like buy this handle, DM me basically.
Oh shit! It wasn't like coming soon and then he died.
Nope.
It's just like
it's just people being like, I got it, bitch. You want it?
People squatting on like domain names and stuff. Same.
Just like back in the day. Yep.
www.shoes.com.
Exactly. Yeah. That's how we wound up with Mind Over Mike, which I
love it, dude.
I like it now. It's growing on me.
I love it.
It has to. I'm locked in. That bitch is bolted into that wall. Let me tell you.
Cool. Well, I like listening to you, man. I think you're
Thanks,
a good
man.
interviewer. I mean, other than this interview, you're a great interviewer.
Well,
there's a lot of so many podcasts, dude. So
yeah,
I get you. Like I spend a lot of times until I started dating the girl that I'm with right now. She likes music a lot.
Okay.
So I think I spent like probably 4 years never listening to music unless I was like doing something like going to a comedy show. Like whenever I'd go to a show, I had a playlist in Spotify called like a post-Indo pre-show mix. Okay. And I would play that. But other than that, dude, like after the show and just driving around, sitting at home, I would just listen to podcasts all day long.
You know, it's weird. I've recently been trying to track my like emotion based on which I'm consuming, because I will go through these phases where I am pod only for 3 weeks.
Oh yeah.
And it's mostly comedy podcasts or Rogan or something, you know, scientific at times, Huberman, stuff like that. But then there'll be phases where I'm like, I don't want to listen to pod. I want music for weeks at a time. And it may be totally arbitrary, but there's some weird connection to my
it's good that you're paying attention. There's something going
bipolar
on.
Swings. You know, when my thyroid starts acting up, I listen to more music, whatever it is.
Yeah, it definitely puts you in a mood, man. If I listen to a comedy album, I'm just like, I think it's usually like, it's like if you have a drink, you have a drink or two, alcoholics, you know what I'm talking about. You have like two, and then you're like, let's keep this party going.
Right.
So if you're having fun, especially if you got people over and you guys are laughing, you guys think laughing right now is laughing. Let's listen to Joe List special.
Watch this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like comedy is either to let's keep the party going, or it's to turn me around. I'm like, man, everything sucks.
I think it's that more for me. Yeah.
Make me laugh, monkey. You know?
Music is more when you're down. It's like I need a slope up out of this kind of.
Yeah, and sometimes that'll ruin it too, man. Because I know there's been a few occasions where I'm like, everything sucks, and then I'll be like, I know what I'll do. I'll watch. Insert comic name here, and then you turn it on. You're like, this isn't even that funny.
God, he sucks.
And then next time you think about it, you're like, well, I'm not gonna watch that because that guy wasn't actually as funny as I thought he was.
Yeah. And he ruins it. Yeah, I mean that's happened to me too. But the music thing is interesting to me too because you're wearing an ACD shirt, which is a sick shirt, by the way. Yeah, I'm pretty sick. I like it. The music thing is interesting because there's so many parallel. You know, it's obviously been talked about 1,000 times by people way more interesting than me. But the parallels are interesting, and I think the fact that do you think that performing music that early on in your life gave you any stage confidence, like when you started doing comedy at all?
Maybe a little bit. Like I think what I got from being in bands was feeling the crowd energy and learning how to be like, all right, and kind of like trying to excite the people and play off that energy to build it.
That's huge.
But I guess it did. I never thought about that. Like because I was a singer, I was a front man for that one band, and so you got 4 guys behind you, and you're supposed to. You're the interface between the band and the audience. You're like, right, guys, because the guitar sounds cool, but you're literally just saying words.
Right.
They know that language. So you're just like, So, I remember like in between you got like little tags and stuff. Where you like you got a chorus or you got
totally canned. Like you use it
here. Yeah, and you do stuff that works or whatever. I had one rap where I could never remember the words, so I made up a rap about Donald Duck and Daffy and stuff.
Okay.
And then I would just do that sometimes, and people would be like, oh, he's saying like funny
something
things.
That doesn't fit,
But I guess there were a lot of canned things too. I mean, I never realized that, but that muscle is something that I started working out again whenever I did comedy.
Yeah. Well, I talked to Ryan Cox about that recently on his podcast.
Yeah, it was a great episode, dude. I love his podcast.
He's great. I love that guy more. Every time I get to spend some time with him, I find, same with you. I find this new layer in his personality. But Ryan is a current musician still and is part of bands and stuff. And he even in the
music on his podcast,
a lot of music,
the little interludes and stuff. I guess that's just him jamming.
I think so.
Which is awesome.
And he has local artists on a lot too. It's not just comedy. Great dude. Anyways, it's called Home Planet with Ryan Cox. Sorry, Ryan. It's Home Planet with Ryan Cox. So you can go check that out. It's a great, fun episode. But I was talking with him about that because, I kind of on the flip side, I had never touched a microphone before I tried stand up for the first time. Yeah, really? Never. No, like drama, no acting, no. I was in maybe like a couple church plays, and I took a required public speaking in college. Weirdly enough, that public speaking class halfway through the semester. It was spring of 2020 was that class.
Oh yeah.
So halfway through the semester, I just never went back to school.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got
public
out for the
speaking
pandemic.
on your laptop.
100%. It's what it was. We did a couple that way, and then to that professor's credit, and I don't remember his name now, but he very much was like, "This sucks. you're all getting A's. Just stay alive during this weird, like at that time, you know, it was like we're a month into the pandemic. We all thought the fucking plague was bad.
Leave the groceries outside for an hour and then spray them with Lysol. It was nuts.
But I had a couple professors that didn't care. They were like, we're going to go over this syllabus. Damn it. Like, you know, this guy was not that hilarious. But
public speaking over Zoom.
Dude, you wouldn't believe. I have a friend who took an art class over Zoom.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that, I guess.
They just had to hold it up. Hold it up and show it. I swear to God, I'm not even kidding. They had to just hold it up, and then they would scan it in and like email it. But that whole time, I mean, we could do fucking 10 hours on me in college and code. Such a weird time. But no, so what you're saying about that muscle is interesting because I obviously lacked that. Like I know exactly the feeling you're talking about, like reacting to the crowd now. I mean, I've been doing it long enough where I think I probably started at a disadvantage though. Yeah. Not ever having, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And also, like, I hiked the Appalachian Trail, but before I did that,
please talk about that.
Yeah, well, no, that's all I'm going to say about it. The reason I did that, though, is because I was like, I'm an adult, and I've got a real job now, and this is bullshit.
I'm right there with you, brother.
I love myself way too much to ever be, like, a suicidal person.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how do people live like this? Like, I cannot see myself. And I don't mean like I'm gonna off myself if I gotta come into work for another 6 months. What I mean is like I was like, dude, I'm gonna like just quit and live in my car until I have no money. Like I was really considering that. And then I think I was on YouTube one night and I was like, probably smoking weed.
Sure.
And I think I typed in the green tunnel. Or I started the green something, probably looking up something to do with weed.
Greening out. You're like, how to stop greening out.
Maybe. Yeah. But I just remember seeing the green tunnel time lapse, and I was like, "What is that?" And it was a video of the whole Appalachian Trail in time lapse, like one photo every couple hours or something. Somebody just took a GoPro.
How long is that video?
It's 12 hours.
Really?
I have no idea. Probably like 5 minutes, 3 minutes.
Still, yeah.
Yeah, but it was pretty wild. You can like pause and see the scenery and stuff. I was like, "Oh, cool." Anyway, I was like, "I'm gonna do that, I guess," and then did that. But the reason that I did that was because like I was like, I can't do this shitty job. But the job was like I traveled every week. I would spend like Monday through Friday out of town.
Yeah.
I'd go to a restaurant. I would set up like their touchscreen cash registers.
Okay.
Teach people how to use them. Like I would literally teach a class. Like I would be like, all right, how many people are going to be in training? They're like 80. So I'd be like, okay, I can do a class at 2, class at 4, class at 6.
Then, well, that's kind of the same muscle you're talking about, though, right? That you're getting up in front of someone. And
because I would get up. I would literally get up, sometimes with a microphone, depending on where we're at.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, dude. So this is crazy.
Yeah, usually, depending on the setup, like because a lot of restaurants would have like bands, so sometimes I would literally get a microphone and a speaker. Sometimes I'd just get up and yell, but I would literally be like teaching a class to a bunch of like waiters and servers.
They don't give a shit.
And kitchen staff.
Yeah,
they don't give a shit, dude.
Just like comedy.
Yeah, so I'm like in a restaurant environment, which is like a third of the shows I've done.
Yeah,
and I'm like trying to tell.
I was about to say this sounds like an Alley Ray show.
Yeah,
I'm up there talking. They're trying to eat egg rolls. They don't give a fuck about me. Yeah.
I just want to get off here and get out of here and go drink. So like I had to make it quick as any filler words. Like try to get the point across real fast. I started putting in jokes to keep people like engaged or paying attention. Shitty, awful, just little dumb dad jokes or whatever. But
developing that canned shit to like pull you out of those moments, just like being with the band. I mean that's that muscle, dude. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. I didn't know that about you.
I would look at my list of like 20 things I got to teach them how to do, and I'd be like, well, if I change the order around, it'll flow a little better. They'll get the idea, So that helped me a lot.
Yeah,
because it's been probably a couple years. Solid years just going to complete strangers and being like, all right, guys, let's learn about how to enter a hamburger into the cash register.
Right,
you ready? They're like, oh.
Well, let me ask you this, because I really relate, and I think a lot of people will, to this idea that you've kind of, quote unquote, you've done it. Like you've landed a good job, you're paying your bills. I mean, whatever. But
fuck you, man.
But you're trapped. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you're incredibly trapped, and your soul is like.
Oh, you're talking about then?
Then, yeah, no, not now. No. Then at that moment when you're like, I want to get out of here. I want to. You even said, well, like I would live in my car until I run out of money before I do this. So I currently am in that kind of headspace. You know, I'm in the corporate environment and I make enough of a living to afford this expensive ass neon or whatever. But you know, like to do this shitty studio in my apartment and stuff, and I'll make a good look. And I like my job. It's fine. It's what I have a degree in. Finally, I got there. You know, like I've checked all those boxes, and there's still that emptiness at the end of it. And more than that, I also have comedy now, which is this like conflicting thing where it's like, the only way is to fucking, you know, starving artist, live in your car, go to Austin, do all this shit. And also that's not just my head, that's voices in your ear when you're in comedy. That's influences telling you that too. So how did you, and this is obviously a long time ago for you, but do you remember anything that kind of, I mean, you kind of did throw it all away and go walk on the Appalachian Trail, but you came back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think I wasn't in that headspace then. I wasn't like, I didn't think about things then like I think about them now. I think doing that told me, yeah, you can actually just do that. It's cool. Like that was a really big, felt like a really big risk. It wasn't really, I mean, like,
it's definitely a risk.
Well, my boss like was like, yeah, come back when you're done. Yeah, because the risk is like, oh, I'm ruining my life. And yeah, he's like,
but he saved your job for you.
Yeah. And he like, I was like, nah, we'll see what happens. And then, I got some emails from the company like while I was hiking, like when you're done, you're going to come back. Right. And it was, I really appreciate like the opportunities they gave me and stuff there, but that job was like just too much stress. Like it fucked me up. Just like really high anxiety levels, getting everything done at the last minute. A lot of work, not enough people to do the work, and all the travel and stuff.
The travel is interesting too, because not only are you getting up in front of people and talking, you're also traveling to get up in front of people and talk.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Staying in hotels and stuff is ruined for me. Like I've already,
you're a road comic.
All the road comic stuff just without the cool parts.
Yeah.
Because like, I'm not like if I go to a restaurant now, like I've dietary restrictions now. Just self-imposed.
Loser.
Yeah. I've got some kind. I think I have a gluten allergy. Turns out. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because I lost a bunch of weight and I stopped getting like stomach pain and bloat and stuff like whenever I would eat regular food. Started having panic attacks after COVID. I think all that might be an allergy thing. Anyway,
interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, like I don't go to a lot of restaurants now because it's hard to find places I can eat. But also, even before that, I was kind of like my family, my dad or somebody in my family would be like, let's go out and eat. I'm like, all right, you know, whatever. Because I don't get excited by the idea of going to a restaurant anymore.
Do you get excited by food in general? Like, are you a cook at home?
I mean, I like to cook. Yeah, I'd rather. I'm lazy. That's why I don't like to cook. But but I mean, I made tacos before I came here. But just
like white people tacos.
Yeah, like ground beef. Yeah.
You ever heard the song "White People Taco Night"?
No.
It's so funny.
Word.
It's so funny. Yeah. It's one of those internet guys. One of those meme guys.
I do like to put some some oregano and some dill in there, make it a little less.
Little
white
dill.
People, but
wow.
It's still
interesting twist. White.
Yeah. But I mean, but like the magic's gone from restaurants because of all that traveling. And if I go to a hotel now, all I do is look for bed bugs. And then I'm like, all right.
So do you think, I mean, at the point, if you were ever to become like a road comic, would a lot of that luster already be gone for you think? Or is it different because you're doing this thing you love?
I'd be ready to, no, as far as the travel and stuff, I feel like I'd be good and efficient at it. I don't know. I think if I was ever a road comic, I would have to be one of those guys that's like, here's the shit I wanted to do around the country. Let's book my shows around that. It would be an opportunity to like make money to like go see Zion National Park or whatever.
Right.
You know?
Well, that kind of makes sense going back to the start of this episode when you're talking about like your set list and like you'd love to have things I mean, that's just who you are. You're just like a planner. You're a itinerary. Are you an itinerary guy?
I'm not an itinerary guy, but I maybe like a mental itinerary guy.
Yeah.
I have to make lists, but that's just so I don't forget shit because I'm like,
I have
trouble focusing ADD or something.
I mean, I'm literally learning that the reason I love you is because we're the same person. I think that's what it is. Like, I think I just see a mirror when I'm around you a little bit. I think that's what it is. Yeah, because same thing. It's like I love the structure, but I also I think I have a very like logical brain, but I have a very romantic heart. If that makes sense.
Yes, we're the same.
A lot of times it's like that can be very problematic, or it can work out really well. You know, like, but there are a lot of times definitely where it those two conflict.
Do you think that logical brain makes it hard for you to talk to other people, especially whenever you got to figure something out?
It makes it hard to talk to people when I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
because my brain goes, I don't give a fuck. Like, especially, you know, and this is gonna be. This is not going to sound great on my part, but it's because of Don't Tell and you know the things that the opportunity that I somewhat have, which I don't think is a lot, to be honest with you, but to some people it is. And so a lot of times I wind up in these conversations, whether it's in person or DMs or what, email responses, where I just don't give a fuck to have it. And it's like, I know the answer already, but I feel the need, because I am such a people pleaser also. That's part of me too, is like, I don't want to just crush you.
Yeah, I know what I'm supposed to do, so let me do that.
Right. But the logic does kind of kick in at times and go, why the fuck are you even talking to this guy? Like, just walk away or block him or what, or just ignore him. Like, but also I don't want to be a dick. You know? It's tough. But
we're a lot alike, man. I feel like the here's what I'm supposed to do and what society and people as individuals are expecting from me.
Yeah,
the little play you do.
Oh my god. Yeah,
I hate that shit.
Yeah, and it's exhausting.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's something wrong with me that makes me not appreciate the little like fake interactions we do with each other. It kind of reminds me of like whenever you see those videos of birds, they're gonna mate,
Okay.
So the little male bird flies down and he like does the dance around the female, spins around 3 times, raises his feathers up, and she's like, I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
I feel
like what a waste.
Yeah, we're doing that leftover monkey shit still.
Sure.
And it wastes a lot of time, man.
Well, it depends on the environment too, and I think as I grow older, I find myself in less of those environments. But definitely, like corporate America, my day job is one of those where it's like I don't give a fuck how your kids are.
You tuck your shirt in.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It varies, to be honest with you.
You know why you got to tuck your shirt in? Do you know why people tuck their shirts in?
No, why?
Because they used to have real long shirts that went down to like your knees, like a shirt tail.
Yeah.
Because people didn't used to wear underwear, so you'd have a long ass shirt and you tuck it in your pants and you would pull the shirt through your legs, front and back, make a little diaper for yourself. So that way the shit on your ass didn't get on your clothes. And you go home and you take your shirt off, and you don't want it untucked because then your shitty shirt's flying around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut to hundreds of years later, my mom's like, we're going into the church. Tuck your fucking shirt.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
We just never cut
Nobody's like, why are we doing this shit?
Yeah.
And the answer is because like a bunch of dead people made it up.
Right.
And we just until somebody goes, but really, like, why are we doing this shit? We just keep doing it. I fucking
the societal norm thing is interesting too. And I mean, in corporate America especially, like I was just having a conversation at work about tattoos, where it's like, if I went into a financial institution and the teller had a tattoo, I would never be like, I'm taking my money somewhere else. Right. I'm going through the process of like getting a new debit card and rerouting all my ACH payments because this lady's got a fucking Irish, 4-leaf clover on her wrist. I don't give a shit. Like a lot of that's so outdated, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Well, that's a very small accumulative part of the corporate mindset of me being kind of that romantic heart or that artist or whatever, and you're like, I want to get the fuck out of here. I mean, it's very like, it's interesting that you bring that up because I think that's such a place I'm in currently, and clearly you've navigated that.
I mean, I'm not out of it,
but you're also right. You work a day job too.
Yeah. I think that like,
do you feel trapped now in your job?
I mean, I felt trapped. yeah, dude. I feel like a tourist a little bit. I'm worried that I go through my life and I'm like, I feel trapped. I can't take it anymore. And then I'll just like do something different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that.
But you do. You shake it up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I do. And the best
starting comedy is kind of a leap like that.
Oh, it is,
right?
dude. Yeah.
Just like walking the trail.
Yeah.
Which you don't want to talk about for some reason. Why don't you want to talk about the Appalachian
Trail? Because everybody's like, if I say it, everybody's like, we get it. You hiked the trail.
See, I don't feel that way at all.
Too much. I don't know.
I don't. Yeah. I feel like your apprehension to talk about it makes me want to talk about it even more. Like that's what I feel. But just brief synopsis of that, because we've also talked about it before. But I mean, how many miles?
2,189.5.
But he doesn't want to talk about it. Yeah.
I mean, it changes every year because they had to reroute it for fires and stuff. Yeah.
But so
you got any questions about it? Yeah, well, you're asking them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so fascinated by it because I don't think I'd be hesitant to say that my van trip is like akin to that in any way, but something about the spirit of it or like the motivation of it is in a way.
I don't know what's going to happen. Let's just go.
Right. Like the freedom and the carelessness and the kind of, at least in my case, like the youthful, almost rebellious idea of it at the time.
It's rebellious. It's like some David Foster Wallace, like the other dude that went to the Walden Pond guy. Yeah, it's like just check out it, rebel against society.
Yeah.
Just do your thing. Yeah, it felt like that.
A little Chris McCandless in there, kind of. Yeah, Into the Wild.
Just the last little bit of my high school punk days. Just fizzling out. Just one more.
Well, it's kind of punk rock too, to be like, fuck this job. I'm gonna go walk the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
But and I think we probably did talk about it a little bit. Also, we got We got time. I do want to ask real quick because the Appalachian Trail thing. Every time you and I get on a microphone, it's the very end of the episode when it comes up because you don't want to talk about it. But I'm so. I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to
talk about everything. Dude.
I'm just so curious. That's true. Robot confirmed. I'm so interested by it because I think that it's something that. Not only is it something like the van trip, which, you know, it was financially difficult. It was, there was risk involved. It was time commitment. It was somewhat physically strenuous, but not like hiking the AT. I mean, that aside from all the fuck this job, rebellious punk rock nature of it, that's also a commitment to walking 8,720. What was it?
1,900 miles or 2,100.
Oh, right. Fuck. Because you got to turn around and come back. Right.
no, 2,100. No, I got on a plane and flew back.
Yeah. Okay. You did. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I mean, it's a commitment, but it was just okay. I don't know what to say about it, but
whatever you want.
But like, whenever I decided to do it, I was like, this seems pretty crazy. And then every couple of days, I'd be like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it. And then I started telling people after like a month, and they're like, yeah, right, dude. And
did that spur you to do it more?
Dude. Then it was like, fucking what? Like, I will do this.
Yeah.
And then a few months later, I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm doing this, but like, man, I hope I can do this. And then I'm like, man, I'm going to do this. What you a little bitch? You can't do this? Yeah, I'm going to do it. And I was talking to myself.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to those people.
Right.
So then it became this whole like contest with myself where I'm like, all right, are you a little bitch? Like, are you going to be able to do
all these people know you're going to do it.
Yeah. And I guess like I probably would have felt a little like embarrassed with like a few people, like my mom, my dad. Yeah. Because they were like, my mom's like, oh, don't go. I don't want you to die in the woods. And
yeah.
Side note, like whenever we went, she drove me there. She was awesome.
Really?
Her and my aunt took me to the beginning.
Did they give you any like little wisdoms or anything that you carried throughout? Or,
no, They were just like, don't die. But on the way there, she was like,
I tried.
What, do you have this? Do you have this? And we had to like take a detour and go get a blood clotting kit. Just in case I fell down and like just got a massive bleeding wound and no one was around. I just thought that was funny. But anyway, they took me, but she was like, don't die. My dad's like, yeah, this is awesome. That's a big thing you're doing.
Oh, he was.
He was very supportive. He like commented on my blog all the time.
Is the blog still up? Can we go find it?
Yeah.
All right. We'll go find it. I'll go read it after this.
Yeah.
And watch the Green Tunnel.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. It's still up. Yeah. I got rid of the domain, but you can still get on the website.
But so I mean, so there's a mix of feelings from outside.
Yeah.
But
towards the end, I was like, I'm doing this.
When she drops you off that moment. Take me there, because I have a similar thing with the van where it's like almost exactly what you described leading up to it, where it's like there's all these other factors. I don't know. Should I do it? I'm going to do it. God, you're such a bitch. Are you not going to do it? All this shit. And then the moment when I'm pulling out of the driveway, there is a second there where you're like, fuck, I'm doing this.
Oh, yeah, for sure, dude. And the thing is, like, there's all the planning. You know, I've like gone through all my gear. I've tested a lot of it, doing like little practice.
Right.
It sounds nerdy as hell.
No.
I'd spend like a day or two, like, let's try this out and see if it works.
I'd be much more concerned if you didn't do any of that. Yeah.
Like budgeted it. I was like, here's how much money I need. I got a little extra. Yeah, but I'm all ready. They take me. My mom's like, she's like trying to be supportive, but she's also like holding back tears. Like, I could die. This could be the last time I see my kid.
I know. I mean, I relate to that. Yeah. I'm sure my mom would say the same thing.
There's a few times every year where somebody dies. It's usually some freak accident. Like somebody got murdered a couple times, but you know, it happens every year.
Yeah, we've all seen the article.
And like a tree will fall on somebody, and that's awful. But like you're way safer there than being in society, right? So it's
probably
cool.
Yeah.
It's safe. Anyway, but yeah, there's still like that, like, oh no, like I'm really doing it.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, whenever you start the AT, if you're going from south to north, so you get to the parking lot where you're going to start, and you have to walk out, I don't know, like a half a mile to the end of the trail. Mm-hmm. So you look at the little marker, and it's like, here's where the southern tip end of the trail is. And then you have to turn back and walk back through the parking lot. So like, I was like, all right, I'm going to go to the end. And then I was walking out, and that whole little half mile walk, I'm like, I'm really doing this. I'm really doing this. Is this like, do I want to do this? And
was there a moment where you're like, I'm going to call her?
No, I didn't have to call her because like my mom's in the parking lot.
Oh, she's still there.
So I have to walk back by her. Like I go to the end, and I'm like, all right, is this a good idea? Like, is this the end of my life? Am I going to die? Is it safe? Should I go back to my job? And then I'm like, I'm thinking all this, and I walk back, and my mom's crying. She's like,
she's like, don't go.
No, she's like, I love you. Have fun. Be careful. Call me or whatever. And I was like, all right. And as soon as she was like, good luck. Be careful.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I guess I'm doing it now. This is like officially started. That was my chance to bail.
How long did it take into that experience before you're like all in and you're like, this is fucking great?
Oh, I mean, I was the first couple of hours. I was like, hell yeah, this
really?
is so pretty. There's so many people when you start, dude.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, it's nothing like you would imagine, I guess, because like everywhere you can't just put a tent up on the side of the trail. Like later on, you kind of can, but at the beginning, you have to camp in like a designated or what looks like a spot.
Oh, okay.
So there's these big areas with a picnic table, and there's 30, 40 tents at every one of them.
Is that? I'm so curious about that, like culture too, because that's definitely like a culture of its own. I mean, would you maybe liken that to like a hostel or something sort of situation, where it's like people of all creeds?
Yeah, I had that vibe. I mean, there's a little bit of everybody out there, but there was a lot of like college kids smoking weed, want to sit around and play bongos, guitar, or whatever. Just like a lot of like,
taking their time.
Yeah, a lot of like frisbee bros and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of that. I mean, there was a lot of like military.
How long's the trip in total?
Like
for you?
Took about 6 months.
Really?
Yeah.
God damn, 6 months you're out there just walking.
You can do it fast. Like at the record's like maybe 4 or 3 point something. But it's there are people that try to do it like as fast as they can. But I didn't bust my the whole time. There was a couple times I was like, man, this is gonna be really hard. But I don't think the whole time I was like, I'm quitting. I didn't really have to fight that feeling, but I think it was always because I was like, you gonna quit, you little bitch?
Yeah.
You gonna like do this or not?
Yeah.
You can't finish a thing.
Yeah.
And it seemed like such a big task. And I've said this before, but like, you're just walking, so you just got to keep doing that. And your feet fucking. Yeah. Sometimes, dude, like whenever I
know you think that's corny, but genuinely, that's one of my favorite things that's ever happened on Talking Bits, the old show, is just keep walking is like such a valuable metaphorical piece of advice that is so obviously it's like punny in your case, but I think that's just so beautiful. I really do.
It's not it's not groundbreaking either, but I mean, I think what happened is I did that whole trip. I was like, this is going to be really hard.
Yeah.
I just got to keep at it, chop away a little bit at a time, and then fucking worked out. Like I did it. I did the thing that seemed.
You just kept walking?
Yeah, but it seemed impossible. And I was like, people tell you just keep working on it and you'll get to where you're trying to be.
Right.
You don't believe it, dude.
No.
If you're like, I want to have a podcast with like 500,000 listeners so that I can like get sponsors and I can like not have to work a day job and then I can be more creative and I can do other creative things. Like this is a step towards that, but it seems pretty hard, right?
No, of course.
You got to like talk to yourself and be like, man, this is it seems such an impossible task.
Yeah.
But just fucking little bit at a time. You can tell yourself that I'll do this and I'll do that, and then but in the back of your mind, it's always like that might not work.
Yeah,
it may not be able, but like,
well, not for everybody though. I think maybe that's an important distinction to make here too. Is like you and I share that, so I can sit here and nod my head in agreement. But I know, I mean, I don't think she would mind me saying this. My girlfriend, who I love dearly, I don't think she has a whole lot of that voice in her head.
Oh, whatever like, I'll do it.
Just that coach of like, what are you, bitch? You're not gonna do it. She's kind of like, no, I'm just not gonna do it. Like she kind of, and that's not to say she doesn't have any drive or motivation, because she does, and she's very passionate about specific things. But you and I have, almost to a fault, maybe, this voice that's like, fucking do it, even if you don't want to do it. And in my case, I mean, I was, spent a lot of my upbringing with a 60-year-old man who, never missed a shift, and strap up your boots, you go to work, no matter what, you go to work, like that old school preaching, basically. But I mean, without diving too much into like your origin for it, that's kind of rare and like valuable. I think
it's valuable
as much as it is exhausting.
I mean, I guess it can probably ruin you too.
Workaholics, I think, suffer from the same thing. Maybe. Yeah. Which I don't think I'm a workaholic. Honestly, I don't know. I go back and forth.
Do you enjoy it? I don't know. I mean,
I would be if I were doing something I give a shit about. Maybe, like with comedy and with this. Obviously, I mean, there's a lot of planning, and you and I talk for 90 minutes, and somebody listens for 90 minutes, but there's hours of time invested in putting that out. I'm more than willing to dedicate the time. That's not the problem.
By the setup here.
Oh, thanks.
Very nice.
You don't mean that, but that's not.
I do, yeah.
It's all budget. I mean, it's very budget, but it's it's the best I could do for now, and I'm happy with it. It's enough to. I really wanted to just create a space that's that I could convince people to talk to me. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like if I was like, come into my garage and there's a couple fold out chairs and 2 microphones, nobody's gonna come.
You want to go for a ride in my car? We'll talk for an hour.
Right. Yeah. And that's no slight to people who do it that way. In fact, I'm super envious of that. I wish I could do it that way. I just think with a specific type of guest, and I don't really even know an example, but there are a few that I would like to talk to that I wouldn't. Similar to the old show, so I kind of keep referencing it. Maybe I should just say I have a former podcast that I did with my friend Michael Rose, who will be on in a few episodes, called Talking Bits. And I love Michael and I love the show, and I had a great fucking time doing it. We did it for well over a year and 78 episodes or something.
Yeah.
And very proud of, 2 of them were quite good. 2 of the 78 were real good. Both times Dustin was on. But that was an interesting situation because it's a show about stand-up and it's about influence and aspiration and different elements, but the through line is we're comedians. And so at a certain point, not only do you kind of run out of people to talk to just geographically, also Michael very admittedly is not doing a whole lot of stand-up these days, so half of the team is not really doing the thing it's about. And like with some of these guests, I don't feel comfortable having conversations about real topics under a sign that says Talking Bits.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like this space it's still a little goofy. It's still a little bit of who I am. There's, fucking Pixar characters and bobbleheads on the wall. But it's a space to just talk about whatever kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Is the idea behind it, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know why I went off on that tangent. Sorry, I just...
Oh, no, you were like, let's go down. Let's go deep. Let's dig a little bit. I appreciate that. I don't know.
I think I kind of just wanted to explain for the listener, honestly, because that's like, this will be the first episode that releases as tradition. But, I more importantly than that, I just wanted kind of to let the listener know, like, that's the goal of this show. And I think you're a great choice for that because you are such a mess in such a cool, unique way that it's that's kind of what the show is because it's a reflection of me, and I'm a mess too. We're both messes. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna stop rambling.
Do you remember the egg story? Yeah.
The egg story.
Yeah, I won't tell it again.
No. Wait, let me think. The egg story. What's the egg
I'll
story?
tell it again.
Okay, tell it again. Tell it again because I probably don't remember.
It's a short story by the guy that made the movie The Martian.
Wait a second. Yeah. Is this the one that really fucked me up? Maybe. You told me one time that was like...
You could just look up the egg short story on Google.
Dude, this might be the one I've been trying to fucking remember the name. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
If you want... Yeah, so the quick short of it is... there's this guy, it's a short story. This guy's... he wakes up again and he's like, where am I? Like, last thing I remember, I was driving a car and then he hears his voice go, yeah, you're driving your car. You wrecked your car. And he's like, what happened? Am I dead? And the voice is like, yeah, I'm dead. And he's like, are you God? And he's like, yeah, I'm God. And he's like, sorry, I wrecked my car. Oh no, I'm dead. What about my wife and kids? Or they weren't with me. And God's like, yeah, it's good that you're worried about your wife and kids. First thing, you're worried about them. That's great. Your kids are pretty young though. They'll be okay. They're not gonna miss you. They probably won't remember you. And let's be honest, like your marriage is kind of rocky. But you're dead, but you're good. good to see you. And the guy's like, oh no, I'm dead. Okay, so this is heaven, huh? And God's like, well, it's where you go after you die. And the guy's like, well, what happens next? Like, go to heaven? He's like, oh no, you're going right back to earth. We're sending you back, man. He's like, oh, reincarnation. Okay, all right, cool. Well, I guess I'm ready, huh? The Hindus are right. The Buddha reincarnation. And God's like, yeah, everybody's a little right. People, all the different religions have a little bit of truth. The guy's like, all right, well, send me back to Earth, I guess. And the guy's like, okay. And the guy's like, wait, am I going to be like a guy from Pennsylvania again? White guy from Pennsylvania? And God's like, no. We change it up all the time. He's like, this time you're going to be a peasant Chinese girl in the year 1400. The guy's like, ooh, time travel. Okay, well, all right. Wait, let me ask you. So, like, if I get reincarnated and I go back in time sometimes, like, have I ever met myself before? And God's like, yeah. Happens all the time, dude. Yeah, people meet you're gonna meet yourself again and again. And the guy's like, all right, well, it's pretty crazy. Let's do it, I guess, huh? We all just get reincarnated, huh? And God's like, no, there's nobody else. It's just you. So, like every time you die, you come back to somebody else, but there's nobody else. Just you're the only one. Yeah. It's like every time you're shitty to somebody, you've been shitty to yourself, and every time you're helping somebody out, you're helping you, dude. Anyway, see ya. Yeah. That's pretty trippy.
That's the one. That really, I mean, I remember I didn't remember what it was called or who it was from or anything. I just remembered you saying it. I probably could have just credited you and thought you made it up.
Oh, that's good.
I remember you saying that on Talking Bits, and that, man, I thought about that I'm getting kind of emotional thinking about it. That is like such a powerful thing. What would you call that? A tale? Or
just a little, like
a metaphorical story, maybe.
Whatever the parable or something. I don't
know.
Whatever.
Maybe.
But dude. I mean, sometimes I'll think about it. I read that story like 10, 15
That's such
years
a
ago.
powerful story.
I'll think about it and I'll feel emotional.
Yeah.
And you're like, I appreciate what you were saying about how like you feel like we're very similar in some ways about how we like how we're experiencing this thing.
Yeah.
So it's pretty trippy, dude.
Well, right. Yeah. Ooh, don't do that. Now I'm really fucked up now. I'm going to be up all night thinking about that. Yeah. But no, I mean, I think, I don't know how much of that will translate to somebody who's just listening to this versus, watching this, or somebody who's heard it versus who hasn't. I've heard it once before, I think on Talking Bits or some version of it. But even just sitting here hearing you recite that is so emotional and powerful to me. And I think, honestly, maybe even more than the story itself is that it clearly has such an impact on you that you have that. I mean, that's a fucking 3-minute parable or whatever you want to call it that you, obviously it's not verbatim of the way you read it, but it's clearly ingrained in who you are.
It meant
beautiful.
a lot to me, dude, just because
it's beautiful.
I mean, that's what a fun thought experiment.
Yeah.
All you have to worry about is,
and it's so different.
Yeah.
And that's, I remember that sticking out to me the first time you mentioned it to me, is that, in that classic question of like what comes after, it seems like every possible approach has been taken, but I've never heard anything like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Super interesting. Thank you for sharing, man. That's awesome. I do want to wrap this up just because one of our cameras cuts off at 90 minutes, so I don't want to lose you. But I do want to ask, is there anything you want to promote? I mean, I know you have some new projects kind of in the works, and I'd love to have you back on once those are out and talk about that. But anything at all you want
to? Just check out my socials. Working on a couple of projects. Like maybe some podcast stuff. I've got so what I'm doing is I'm just working on like how do I make a podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like you got some good shit going on here and you got some experience, but I don't have any. Like I've done a lot of audio stuff and all that. I've done music.
I think you have more than me, actually.
Yeah.
I just sprung for it, kind of. Yeah.
Well, that's how my brain is. I just want to figure out all the little bits and pieces.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a podcast that's just like a little peek inside my head, I guess. Just
content.
Just to practice, dude. Just to practice.
Might as well. Everybody's fucking got one.
Audio, video, and stuff. Yeah, might as well, dude.
Yeah,
and also like it might suck because I really am just doing it for fun, just for me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put it up because that's what you do, and it'd be cool if people liked it. But I'm just gonna gonna play around, just some absurd, silly stuff.
Cool, man.
Probably.
Do you have a name or an account to plug for it yet, or anything? Or
that one is Brain Drops.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so just Brain Drops. I think on all. I'm one of those dudes that went ahead and got all.
Did you?
All the handles? So Brain Drops everywhere. And then I'm working on another project. I guess I can talk about it. Hopefully, it pans out the way we're planning.
Yeah. Well, if you don't want to, you don't have to.
Yeah. But I've got another project with a couple comedians. Just kind of just a chill. We got chill podcast, I guess. Just. We have some ideas for how it's going to go, but it's still in the works or whatever. But yeah, just keep an eye on my social.
As long as you're doing stuff, man. I love seeing you
everywhere. So.
Yeah, because I mean, we've gone periods of time where I'm not seeing you around as much, and I know sometimes it's just life. It's not a big deal, but sometimes I know you're going through stuff too, and that sucks because it's like I experience it too because we're the same person, the egg or whatever. But it's interesting that you're at a time right now where you do. It seems like you have a lot in the works, which is exciting.
I'm getting reinvigorated. Like I'm doing some comedy now too.
Yeah,
still trying to figure out how to open up that jar of jokes and just start pouring shit out. But I've written a couple of jokes.
Good.
Trying to commit to going to the mics and stuff again. Yeah. Trying to reinvigorate myself.
It's tough around here too.
Moved to a new place and just life changes and stuff. But trying to get out of that, shake that winter funk or whatever.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're doing it. I'm glad you're around. Thanks for coming on, dude. I appreciate it. We'll have you back on soon. And then, when this podcast ultimately poops out and dries up, I'll start a new one and you'll be the first guest on there. Yeah. So that's
probably need to stop expecting different results, man.
No, it's the same, but it's a good result. I like it. Yeah. Thanks for coming, man. All right.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. Bye.